This was not the video I wanted to make. When I heard there was a demo out for the upcoming video game Stargate Timekeepers, I was excited. There hasn't been a Stargate video game since 2013 with Stargate Unleashed, and I myself have never had a chance to play a video game based on my favorite science fiction franchise. And with Stargate's long history of failed video games, check out my video on my Stargate channel about Stargate Resistance for more information, this seemed like a good sign of things to come for the franchise. Which, for those who don't know, has essentially been in a coma for about a decade at this point. But for those who checked out my initial thoughts video on the game, again, check out my SG channel, you'll know I expressed concerns about various elements of the game. One of them being the game seems very stealth-based. When I first heard about the game, I thought it was going to be an XCOM or Gears Tactics-like game, where you control a team and move them around against enemy targets like a big chessboard. But the gameplay shown in the first big live event for the game is nothing like those games, where instead of some big chess battle, it's more like hopping from bush to bush, stealthily taking down enemies. Now, according to some comments from my initial thoughts video, this game is meant to be more like Commandos, a World War II stealth real-time tactics game from the 90s, and to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a style of gameplay that seems to have an audience, and there are other games like it. However, it also seems to be a niche kind of game, where it might have a very loyal or dedicated base of people who like it, or maybe nostalgic for it, but it's not exactly a large base or a growing group. Which again, is fine. I can appreciate a game that wants to appeal to its main audience, rather than trying to do some corporate thing where they try and sucker in as many people as they can through shady tactics. However, the thing about this game is it has two audiences. People who like this stealth tactics gameplay, and of course, Stargate fans. But here's the thing, those two groups are not tied to each other. I'm a fan of Stargate, but I've never played Commandos or any game in this genre, and after playing the demo, well, I didn't like it. When I said this isn't the video I wanted to make, what I meant was that I wanted to make a general playthrough, playing the game and having fun, but when I played, I didn't have any fun. Like at all. I just kept getting frustrated with the game. And before someone says you've never played this type of game before, you just need to play it a bit more to get it, I've played games before that I've had no experience playing, but still had a desire to keep playing to learn how to play. But with this game, I don't really have that desire. I just don't like it. I don't like the stealth. I don't like that seemingly characters can only take 3 hits before dying. I don't like that during this demo I couldn't heal my characters. I don't like how it feels like I have no time to react when something goes wrong, even with the tactical mode. I don't like how if one of your characters dies, it's an immediate game over. Yeah, despite controlling 2 characters in this demo and assuming for the rest of the game, if one of them dies, it's a game over. And you better hope you saved recently, or you might end up being sent back a bit. Oh wait, you don't have to worry about that, because the game finds it necessary to remind you to save every 30 seconds. Now look, I can appreciate something that reminds me to save, as I have closed work without saving before, but it just got so annoying that it did every 30 seconds. There was a point during my playthrough I kept dying at the same point over and over, and eventually I got so frustrated that I just shut the game off and didn't come back till the next day to finish. And even then, it was only to say, yes, I finished the demo. And what kind of annoyed me was that I actually had to look up a tutorial how to fix it. Turns out these 2 guards that kept killing me because I thought you had to take them out, nope, you can just walk right by them. Again, I'm not really a fan of that. The reason this script took about a week to write is that I found it hard to talk about the game, since a lot of the issues I have could just be chalked up to me not being familiar with this stealth tactics gameplay. Again, I've never played Commandos, and I can't really tell how much of this is bad game design, or game design that I'm just incompatible with. I looked up some other people's thoughts on the Steam page, YouTube comments of other people's videos on this game, and a Discord group. There were quite a number of people who disliked the game, but I found many disliked it simply for being a stealth tactics game or it not being Alliance or Resistance. And I kind of understand where these people are coming from, but you kind of have to judge this game on what it is, not what you would want it to be. Those who like the game seem to be the ones who have played stealth tactic games before. However, I noticed the responses were generally more mixed. Some loved it, thinking it was just like Commandos. Others thought it was okay to mid, and few didn't like it due to some technical errors. I did see some had issues getting the game to even open. And even a few who liked the game noted there seemed to be some technical issues, which hopefully means by the time they release it, they fix those up. And there were a few who held the position I do, that they love there's a new Stargate game, but aren't into the gameplay, and I think that's my biggest issue. For the people who love the Commando style games and Stargate, this must be a dream come true for them, and I am genuinely happy for them. I just wish I could enjoy it too, but I can't. And honestly, that's why I find kind of baffling. You think if they were going to make a Stargate game for the first time in years and try to have it help promote the franchise, they would make a game that appeals to a larger audience. I saw some comments from people who liked the game, and even they admitted this is a niche type of game style that's not going to draw in a large audience. It kind of feels like that this game's almost set up to fail in a way, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm going to get the game. I don't want to get it just because it's Stargate. I think there's a greater discussion to be had about this, but my view is that if you are a fan, you don't have to buy or support everything from your franchise. For example, on my Stargate channel, I talk about lore and I often pull info from books and RPGs. And many have said, though they find it interesting, they are not going to read the books. Which again is fine. You should buy the products you think are good, not just because they have your favorite label on them. I know that sounds like an obvious statement, but a few years ago I saw one of the big SG channels say that we as fans had failed to support Stargate by not watching Origins, even though everyone I talked to who did watch it says it was bad. Getting back to the game, again, I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. After the demo, I decided not to, but I've given it about a week, and what I might end up doing is asking for it for a Christmas gift. Maybe by then they will have fixed the bugs, and maybe playing it more will help me to appreciate it, but as it stands now, I'm not really all that hyped for the game. I'm happy there's a new Stargate game, but as a game in of itself, I'm not all that interested. I will say this, I do appreciate the fact they offered a free demo for you to play, so you can decide whether or not you want to get the game. But those are just my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day everybody.